Good evening, everyone. I'm GPD meteorologist Scott Dorval updating your forecast. Temperatures today in the 60s, topping out at 64 degrees in Boise, 67 Mountain Home, near 70 in Glens Ferry, expected to be in the mid 70s for the official highs in the Riggins area today. So pretty impressive warmth. Tomorrow, very similar temperatures will be moving overhead as well. Some high clouds from the south have been pushing to the north, and we're seeing them across the region, especially in the Magic Valley. Those will tend to slide to the east. There are more high clouds to the west, but I think we're going to sneak by tomorrow with a day just like today, with a little bit of this high cloud cover streaming on in. This is the major weather player. Here's our atmospheric river, which came from the tropics, where the weather goes from east to west, wrapped around this high pressure system, goes to the north. That's an atmospheric river when it goes from the equator to the poles, and then it gets wrapped up into the typical westerly flow, and that's why that moisture is coming on in. It's going to hit the northwest coast of the Pacific coast there near Vancouver Island, Seattle, and then eventually that river will slide on down to the south and spray the entire northwest with a lot of moisture. And so significant moisture in the Cascades. They'll have a couple of feet, 1 to 2 feet of snow in the Cascades of Washington, maybe Oregon. And then in Idaho, we've got a chance for over a foot of snow, or close to a foot, in some of the high mountains in central Idaho. And then even down to McCall, into 4,000 feet, some accumulating snow this weekend. It's going to be a total change of season. But not tomorrow. Temperature 67 in Ontario tomorrow, 64 in Boise. Another beautiful day. If you've got outdoor plans, just think of what it was like today. We had a southeast breeze develop to make it cool for a little time in the late morning. It's just going to be a little milder during the day tomorrow. And so really nice weather. This is my pick day of the week tomorrow. Here we are today with those high clouds sliding to the east, mild weather coming right overhead for Thursday. We're still looking at very similar conditions, as I mentioned. Now Friday, some of the high clouds may stream on in, but according to this chart here, Friday, I think we're going to warm up to at least 70, and some places could be warmer, especially eastern sections. But here's the front coming on shore, leading edge of this atmospheric river, and bringing lots of moisture to the coast. And so when does it arrive? The latest charts, this chart has at 6 o'clock in the morning, this is 6 o'clock in the morning, has precipitation already underway. Maybe 2 o'clock in the morning it starts in the McCall area, with snow falling up in Brundage Mountain fairly quickly. The snow levels will drop, dropping down to 5,000 feet Saturday night. This is 6 a.m. on Saturday. There's the moisture coming in, so we're likely to have rain. Some charts are saying maybe no rain Saturday morning, but other charts are saying yes, so we just have to go with the forecast that expect rain Saturday morning. There's a slight chance it tries to hold off, but I'm thinking may not be the case. If you live near the Snake River, a lot less in the way of precipitation. May not be a lot of accumulating rain. We're talking about all this moisture coming in. Some valley locations may not get a tremendous amount, but the mountains are going to get really slammed as this system blasts on, and we get a little rain shadowing as the air sinks down the Uwahis into the valley, dries us out just a little bit. So there's the front coming through later in the day on Saturday. First wave of moisture will tend to slide to the east and will break things up. But this system right here, this is Sunday, midday. Now, a couple days ago, this was showing up. Yesterday, it disappeared. It's back in the computer models again for Sunday. So I'm leaning more towards, I would prepare for some rain. If this happens and this system comes in on the backside of that cold front, it'll be about 40 degrees and raining in the Treasure Valley. 40 degrees. Some places in the upper 30s when you get just up to the foothills, with snow falling at Bogus Basin, snow falling all mountain communities above maybe even 3,800 feet. That's if this happens here, because we're on the colder side and it's a secondary wave of energy coming in. So this is the one we have to watch. Now, this may slide to the south and bring snow into the Uwahis, and we don't get too much going on, but I'm leaning now more towards getting some moisture on Sunday. So expect a colder rain when it comes down on Sunday. On Saturday, rain showers and it gets chilly, but Sunday is going to mean business. And in the Central Mountain, outright snow will be flying as this system moves through. Even during the middle part of the day, it'll be in the form of snow. If you have to travel, keep in mind, Sunday morning and Monday morning, as this system slides on through, we're going to have midwinter conditions in central Idaho, with upwards to a foot of snow at 7,000 feet. That's the top of some of the ski areas. And then you go down to 5,000 feet, 3 inches of snow is a good likelihood, good forecast right now. And I don't know if it'll all be on the ground at the same time, because the temperatures may warm and it'll start to settle, but that's what could fall. So there's the moisture moving through on Sunday, with the snow lingering in the central mountains for the valley. It may dry out, but there's still a chance of precipitation on Monday, but it will be less. So this is what the rainfall total, we've got the wrong chart there. So let's pull up this one, see if this one brings in the moisture. Should come in on Saturday here. Here we go, sweeping it on in. That Saturday morning it starts. I want you to notice on this, Heavy amounts in the mountains, 1 to 1.5 inches. But you see how Boise shows a 0.72 and Ontario shows 0.13. That's a big difference here. So right along the foothills and up, that's where we get most of the moisture. Sometimes we get this soaking rain in Boise, and the Snake River gets almost nothing because the air rides over the Uwais, it sinks and dries out, and then it rides up the mountains in central Idaho. We get lots of moisture coming on in. We'll have to see how this sets up. But a lot of times Boise in this situation does get pretty wet. So just plan on it. Not everybody gets the huge amounts of moisture. I've been tracking your Friday. I want to let you know what's going to be on Friday because there's some talk about things coming in on Friday. Almost no chance of rain. We keep backing this off as it slows down. And so enjoy your Friday because on Saturday, this is what happens. A 90% chance of moisture to the north, ranging to 40% in Twin Falls. 80% chance of measurable rain in the Boise area. Soaking rain along the coast, 2 to 5 inches, over 6 inches up in Vancouver Island. Atmospheric river blasting the Pacific Northwest and sending that moisture inland just where we need it. So here's the McCall forecast. Beautiful weather for Thursday and Friday. We're in a late Friday night. The rain comes in. It'll be raining on Saturday. We may get to 46 and it's going to be dropping. And then the snow, it'll turn to snow Brundage Mountain pretty quickly on Saturday and then snow levels drop. And then Saturday night in McCall, we're going to turn rain over to snow. So Sunday morning, you'll wake up to snow in McCall. It'll tend to melt in the afternoon, certainly on the roadways, may stick around depending how much falls. But it's going to stay really cold. This is a high of 40. It'll be snowing at 40 degrees with a cold air mass on Sunday. So snow showers Sunday and lingering snow showers Monday, real chilly temperatures here. And then we start to dry out down to 18 on Tuesday. I think there could still be snow on the ground. It may not all melt, even though temperatures are going into the upper 30s because of how much is falling. So something to keep an eye on. Cooler than normal temperatures still over a good portion of the Northwest in the 6 to 10 day outlook. And another system coming in is keeping us a little bit on the wetter than normal side. This is good news for the Pacific Northwest as far as moisture is concerned. All right, let's break it down to your forecast for the extended valley, forecast for the Treasure Valley. 64 tomorrow, Thursday, my pick day of the week. 68 on Friday, though. Probably close to 70 degrees in most places. So you could pick either one. There's going to be a bit of a breeze Friday. Maybe a few clouds, but real nice weather. Saturday and Sunday, it's not going to rain from start to finish, but it could do that on one of the 2 days. We'll have to see which one. Might be leaning towards Sunday, or I should say Saturday, but we'll see. So often on periods of rain, but it gets colder. Go from 61 down to 49 Monday. Again, if it rains, any steady rain on Sunday will be a cold rain. It will likely be in the near 40 most of the time it's raining. And then if it stops raining, the temperature pops up to 52. Then only 49 on Monday. Look at Tuesday and Wednesday. We get a little bit of a moderate trend, but below normal temperatures continue. I'll have updates to this very important weekend forecast coming up on Idaho News 6 on the air and online.